That girl, she got on my clone. I told that little girl that she got it, just do better. Are you serious? I swear my money is serious. Okay, all my checks, I just be clearing it. She suck my dick till she get delirious. Okay, jump on the jet so I'm clearing it. Okay, pop, but I'm not talking new. Okay, smoke that boy just like a cigarette. If that boy try to make a fuss move, I'm on some whole other shit. I got a whole nother rich. I'm on a new level. I was fucking on your bitch. She was riding on my dick. She ain't need two pedals. I swear these niggas, they bitches. I swear they all gonna snitch when my niggas gon' shoot at them. Niggas, they mad about this. Niggas, they mad about that, but it's only if you let her. She say my name in her phone. Only thing she say me under is probably that you let her. No, I don't got provolone. Only thing in my pocket is probably some blue cheddar. She try to leave me alone. Then she got right with my clone, and I hope that she do better. I know it's blue cheese on me, but when I got 50s on me, I call that shit loose cheddar.
I'm muted. Oh my god. My computer shit the bed. My computer shit the bed and I had to restart it. Alright guys, but look. We're done with that. I need you guys to do some work for me, okay? I need you guys to find me. I need a new mouse. And obviously I'm not gonna use this normal mouse. I need a cool one. Guys, I need you guys to find me cool Utah manga panels that I can put on a mouse. Okay? Are you serious? I swear my money gets serious. Okay? Now, you guys, let's do it. Now I'm doing my go live. I said turn me up, I cannot hear my flow. I ain't never been no fool. Do what I want, I'ma bend your rules. I'ma take a dub, I'ma win. I ain't never been no type that lose. Born like this, I ain't did no study. Everything I got, man, I got it in a hurry. Like a special mouse, or what do you mean? Like it's gonna be a custom one, like you guys will see. It's like my Kilo mouse, but with Utah now. Oh, stop that. If you shoot first, we gon' pop back. Marginal on me, little nigga, that's not that. What you got on? Powder sweatsuit made of nylon. Say my righteous girl, yeah, she say right on. When I hit that girl, right with the light on. When I hit that girl, gotta shoot two at her. I gotta shoot two at her. I stay with the blue cheddar. That girl, she got with my clone. I told that little girl that she got it, just do better. Are you serious? I swear my money gets serious. Okay, all my checks, I just be clearing it. She saw my dick that she get delirious. Okay, jump on the jet so I'm clearing it. Okay, pop, but I'm not talking new. Okay, smoke that boy just like a cigarette. Alright, story posted. That boy try to make a fuss move. Hello? Oh my god, like what the fuck is going on with my computer, bro? Leaves. Supposed to be staying still right now. Ready, set, go. Would I ever get a pet snake? No, bro. No. What's my plan today? I wanna win one sky battle, and then there's a video I wanna watch on YouTube, and then we'll figure it out. You need to talk, she walks. She says sit down, it's just a talk. Smiles politely back to you. You stare politely right on through. Someone a window to your right. He goes left and you stay right. Between the lines of fear and blame, you begin to wonder why you came. Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness, and I would have stayed up with you all night had I known how to save a life. Into title Pookie? I guess I will. Let him know that you know best. Minecraft. Try to step as his defense without granting. Final mouse straight. Probably a G Pro Super Light too. I just am accustomed to them. God, it kills you. Pray to God, it kills you. Why am I lagging? Lost a friend somewhere along in the bitterness, and I've stayed up with you all night, and I know how to
one last choice. Drive until you lose the road.
I'm a dumb creeper. Bro.
Break with the ones you follow. He will do one of two things. He will admit to everything, or he'll say he's just not the same.
Bro, what is this? What? You got jumped by another team. This is so ridiculous. This green team came in. Also, why am I lagging? Like, why the fuck am I lagging here? It's actually troll. Oh, my computer's being annoying. Might be time to get a new one. Might be time to get a new computer. How to save a life? Where did I go wrong? I lost a friend somewhere along in a bitterness, and I stayed up with you all night. You guys see this FPS lag I'm going like having? Bro! Oh, I'm about to freak the fuck out, like for real. I died to this stupid fucking shit player. I'm lagging. Why am I getting 96 FPS? What is this shit, bro? I don't even know. I just feel like I'm getting shit FPS.
I swear there ain't no time for women on a call. It's either pussy or the karma. Man, I just wanna go flex. Gold on my teeth and on my neck. And I'm stone cold with the flex with my squad, and I'm smoking up a check. Man, I just wanna go flex. Gold on my teeth and on my neck.
I need to win a game. I'm playing so bad. I'm just being mad.
Push the gas, get a motherfucking nosebleed. She ain't never met a youngin' do it like me. She got a man, but she said she really like me. She doing things to excite me. She sending all her friends snaps on my new tracks, cause all these hoes know what's about to come next. I hit my plug up, got the paper connect. I drop a couple bands, I just wanna go. Man, I just wanna go flex. Gold on my teeth and on my neck. And I'm stone cold with the flex with my squad, and I'm smoking up a check. Man, I just wanna go flex. Gold on my teeth and on my neck. And I'm stone cold with the flex with my squad, and I'm smoking up a check. Knowing all of this, it just don't make a difference. I'm just talking shit to the ones that listen. I came with the heat, man, I swear I'm never missing. And I'm still the same, and I swear I'm never switching. Knowing all of this, it just don't make a difference. I'm just talking shit to the ones that listen. I came with the heat, man, I swear I'm never missing. And I'm still the same, and I swear I'm never switching. Man, I just wanna go flex. Gold on my teeth and on my neck. And I'm stone cold with the flex with my squad, and I'm smoking up a check.
I need a better sword.
Ask
me how to see, I guess.
Stone cold with the flags from the squad.
just wanna go flex, go roll on my teeth and on my neck. And I'm stone cold like the flame. I'm stone like the flame. That's it hard.
Can't say that, girl, don't tell me you could say that shit. All she want is payback for the way I always play that shit. You ain't getting nothing that I'm saying, don't tell me you ill. Nothing like them other motherfuckers, I could make you rich. I could make you rich. I could make you this, baby, I could make you that. I could take you there, but baby, you won't make it back. Growing sick of this and I don't wanna make you sad. Do I make you scared? Baby, won't you take me back? Nothing like them other motherfuckers, I could make you rich. I could make you rich. Nothing like them other motherfuckers, I could make you rich. For my life, can't say that, girl, don't tell me you could say that shit. All she want is payback for the way I always play that shit. You ain't getting nothing that I'm saying, don't tell me you ill. Nothing like them other motherfuckers, I could make you rich. Make you rich. I could make you this, baby, I could make you that. I could take you there, but baby, you won't make it back. Growing sick of this, and I don't wanna make you sad. Do I make you scared? Baby,
I see another one of
won't
those.
you take me back?
That was finally a decent game. After getting fucking pooed on. Let's see if anyone tweet at me some cool manga panels like I requested.
Just another lonely road. I just wanna know, I just gotta know. Do you wanna go, baby? We could go. For my life, can't say that, girl. Don't tell me you can say that shit. All she want is payback.
No one did. You guys are fake. You guys are fake as fuck.
You ain't getting nothing that I'm saying. Don't tell me you ill. Nothing like them other motherfuckers. I could make you rich. I could make you rich. I could make you this, baby. I could make you that. I could take you there, but baby, you won't make it back. Growing sick of this, and I don't wanna make you sad. Do I make you scared, baby? Won't you take me back? Do I make you scared, baby? Won't you take me back?
Damn, no one wants Milo emote.
Nothing like them other motherfuckers. I could
Let's use the hashtag for it. Use hashtag Sapnap Mouse. I don't know. Use hashtag Sapnap Mouse. When I check on it after I destroy this game, I just need cool Utah manga panels. That's all you got to do. That's it.
Niggas been counting me out. I'm counting
My bullets, I'm loading my clips, I'm writing down names, I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice and I'm getting them hit. The real ones is dying, the fake ones is lit. The game is off balance, I'm back on my shit.
The Bentley is dirty, my sneakers is dirty, but that's how I
You
like it.
fucking
You all
bitch.
on my dick, I'm all in my bag, as hard as it get.
Really?
I do not store powder, I might take a sip, I might hit the blunt, but I'm liable to trip. I ain't popping no pill, but you do as you wish. I roll with some fiends, I love them to death. I got a few mil, but not all of them rich. What good is the bread if my niggas is broke? What good is first class if my niggas can't sit? That's my next mission, that's why I can't quit. Just like LeBron, get my niggas more chips. Just put the rollie right back on my wrist.
God,
This
bro,
watch
you're
came from
so
Tracy, he gave me
stupid
a
and
gift.
annoying.
Back when the rap game was praying, I did witness. They act like two legends.
I cannot wait to kill that
I
guy.
never beef with a nigga for nothing. If I smoke a rapper, it's gonna be legit. It won't be for clout, it won't be for fame. It won't be cause my shit ain't selling the same. It won't be to sell you my latest little sneakers. It won't be cause some niggas slid in my lane. Everything grows, it's destined to change. I love you little niggas, I'm glad that you came. I hope that you scrape every dollar you came. I hope you know money won't erase the pain. To the OGs, I'm thanking you now. Was watching you when you was paving the ground. I copied your greatness, I mirrored your style.
All gonna die now.
I'm the greatest right now. Fuck if you feel me, you ain't got a choice. I ain't do no promo, still made all that noise. This shit gon' be different. I set my intentions. I promise to slap all that hate out your voice. Niggas been counting me out. I'm counting my bullets. I'm loading my clips. I'm writing down names. I'm making a list. I'm checking them twice and I'm getting them hit. The real ones are dying. The fake ones is lit. The game is all balanced. I'm back on my shit. The Bentley is dirty. My sneakers is dirty. But that's how I like it. You all on my dick. I just poured something in my cup. I just want something I can feel. Promise I am never letting up. Money in your palm don't make you rich. Put it on their neck, I got them stuck. I'ma give them something they can feel. If it ain't about the squad, don't give a fuck. Pistol in your hand, don't make it.
Milo, this one's for you, bro.
I'm little bro and big bro all at once. Just let the lap with young 21 Savage. I'm about to go on me jigger for lunch.
Milo, you still here? This one's for you.
Young niggas from Ville, straight out the projects, no faking, just honest. I wish that he had more guidance for real. Too many niggas in cycle of jail, spending their birthdays.
No, you fucking bitch. Milo's gonna even say anything in chat, bro. You're fake. You're fake, Milo. You're fake. You're fake. You're fake, Milo.
I'ma make sure that the real gon' prevail, nigga.
I thought you were my homie.
I just poured something in my cup. I've been wanting something I can feel.
And you're still not saying anything. It's like you don't care. It's like you don't care anymore.
Put it on their neck, I got them stuck. I'ma give them something they can feel. If it ain't about the squad, don't give a fuck. Pistol in your hand don't make you real. Pistol in your hand don't make you real.
God damn it, Milo.
Money in your palm don't make you real.
I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man. I feel just like a rock star.
All my brothers got that gas and they always be smoking like a rock star. Fucking with me, call up on no Uzi and show up, name them the shot toss. When my homies pull up on your block, they make that thing go grata-ta-ta. Switch my whip, came back in black, I'm starting saying recipes to Bon Scott. Close that door, we blowing smoke, she asked me light a fire like a Marsan. Act a fool on stage, probably leave my fucking show in a cop car. Shit was legendary, through a TV out the window of the montage. Cocaine on the table, liquor porn, don't give a damn. Dude, your girlfriend is a groupie, she just tryna get in. Saying I'm with the band.
Bro, my teammate, German, their name should be I Suck Dick. Because they were just getting in my way for all those crits, bro. Oh my god, like, oh.
I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like a rock star.
It's so frustrating. Just getting, I missed 3 crits on that person because that, like, my teammate just got in the way.
Fucking with me, call up on no Uzi and show up, name them the shot toss. When my homies pull up on your block, they make that thing go grata-ta-ta.
I've been in the hills, fucking superstars, feeling like a pop star. Drinking Henny, bad bitches jumping in the pool, and I ain't got on no bra. Candy hugs, I don't need a mouse. I just need, all I need is manga panels. Wait, you guys are so dumb. You guys are linking me mice? Are you stupid? I just need manga panels to put on a mice. Oh my god, you guys are dumb. You guys are dumb. You guys did not understand the assignment, bro. You guys did not understand the assignment. No, I have a mouse. I want manga panels because I know someone that can put them on a mouse and make it look cool. You guys did not understand the assignment. Utah manga panels, not just any.
I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like a rock star.
Not just any manga panels.
All my brothers got that gas and they always be smoking like a rock star. Fucking with me, call up on the Uzi and show up, man, them the shot toss.
Oh shit, bro.
When my homies pull up on your block, they make that thing go grata-ta-ta.
Why you gotta be so rude? It wasn't that rude. You guys just didn't understand the assignment. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, I am not. Ouch. Fine, I'll draw you as Utah. I mean, that could be fire too. I'm on my Utah arc right now. I'm kind of obsessed. I just hope he isn't dead. So. Oh, fucking fuck. I just did not mean to do that. Oops. I'm sorry, I did not. Oh my god, I'm about to die. Yeah, bitch. Baka.
Know some young niggas like to swing. Big bang, take little bang. Every day
What the fuck are you doing, bitch? Get your ass down there if that's good for you. What is there to say? Blow away, watch it blow away. Wow, that think he's really gonna do a lot. What am I getting killed by? Watch this, chat.
Going through the money like a face. Don't say my name in vain. I'm so glad that you came. All these bad bitches getting slain. Broke ass nigga get a clue. All these niggas know how we do. Know some young niggas like to sweat. Know some young niggas like to swim.
Oh wait, this guy's not looking at me. Bye.
Every day spilling up drink. She want the whole crew, shawty brave. When the money talks, what is there to say? Blow away, watch it blow away. When I die, can't take it to the grave.
Oh fuck me. Oh, we gotta run now. I'm about to use the levy.
I know some young niggas from the bottom. They'll do anything for $1. I could've went to school to be a doctor, but I dropped out and chose to be a baller. Switching lanes, spin game in my new drop. Still on a paper chase that don't never stop. Everybody with me, family, that's how we rock. Party at the mansion, we bout to flood the spot.
Know some young niggas like to swing. Know some young niggas like to swing. Big bang, take little bang. Every day spilling up drink. She want the whole crew, shawty brave. When the money talks, what is there to say? Blow away, watch
Bro.
it blow away.
Oh my god, my teammate
When I
died.
die, can't take it to
Oh wait, no, we won. I died trying to kill that idiot. Alright, see if you guys, I'm checking hashtag Sapnap Mouse again. You guys understand this? You guys are fucking weird.
Yeah, I swear they only love me when I'm not there. I know you trust me, but I don't care. I swear that I don't care. I know you love me, but I don't care. You know I was born up at the top floor, but I came out at a basement.
Get denied. When that's fucking Gojo. That's Gojo. That's not Utah.
Now I get 1,000 DMs every day. I had a fan telling me that I saved him, saying that he loving everything I make, and I couldn't take a single second out my day to make his. I'm just getting number every time I see my numbers, every time I see the bottom, every time we see each other, every time I pop a bottle, every time I hit the lotto, every time I see tomorrow. I just really want another. I'm just stuck between the gutter and the rain. It ain't pain that I'm feeling, but it's something in the same kind of vein that I'm healing from. I wonder why I feel so little, cause I ain't been on the top. I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I swear they only love me when I'm not there.
Oh shit, the whole squadron.
I know you trust me, but I don't care. I swear that I don't care. I know you love me, but I
Bro, I'm getting crypt in the back.
So what, hole on my soul, that shit looking like a donut. Yeah.
Ooh,
You and me
shit.
can laugh together, but I don't think that that's gonna put it back together. I've been living like I'm stuck under the covers. I know that's
No, I just killed myself. I killed myself. That's my fault. I was trying to.
Another, like I'm DJ Khaled with a motherfucking stutter. Okay, yeah. Today I woke up, grabbed my phone to check the
Fucking killed myself. God damn it. Keep. Bro, I'm on the bus right now. Damn. Hopping, I ain't telling on my bro. I just can't win a fight, bro. It's frustrating. Alright, let's go. This is my map. This is my map. Bang! Nah, I'd win. I am as cringe as it gets, but it's fine. Baka. And these arrows can hurt me, boy! Oh. No! Go! I saved you, bitch! I saved you, bro. I saved your fucking pitiful little life. Nice kill. No. Teammate! Get away from him. Yeah. Get away from my teammate. You can eat the steak. This filet mignon. You guys not protecting your own teammates, not protecting your own. And now you fall. treat. Paving the way for me to jump. Ooh. Oh! 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 Leave me alone! Haha, Baka. I'm low, I need to eat. Oh, no, let me in. What are you done with it? Levitation potions. Just what the doctor ordered. Gonna eat the steak. This filet mignon. Le filet mignon. Whoa, what the fuck, homie? Chill, little bro. Little bitch. Little bitch boy. Don't ever do that again. Oh, now you wanna come over here. Yeah, nice. Let me get another free arrow on you, dumbass. Let me eat this filet mignon. Yeah, you wanna fight? Let's fight. I'm Fortniting. I'm cranking 90s. Bro, you are cringe. And now? Okay, fine. I won't kill you quite this second. So annoying. Save me, teammate. Good teammates. Let's kill this noob. No! Teammate, kill him quickly before the game ends! No! Ow, I have like a bug bite or something. I have a bug bite. I'm itching. Oh, team won. Good job, team. W team. Shut up. You guys aren't W teammates, I can tell. Oh. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. I'm gonna go kill all these noobs. I'm gonna go 4v1 them. You missed an... Yeah, you're dying with me, bitch. They didn't die with me. Should be high as hell before the night ends. Yeah. High before the night ends. And when night ends, pull up at a white bench. Doing codeine with my white friends. We'll be high as hell before the night ends. Yeah. Before the night ends. Before the night be. Hurt me. Surgery. Tell me, are they working? I party too damn much. Keep up. Come up. Benz doing cocaine. Oh, now you guys want like you guys are knowing volume up, volume down. Oh, you always got me changing it. Can you pick a volume you like and leave it? Is it so hard? Bro, I didn't get. Ooh, party animals. Party animals in the lion zoo. This might be a long shot, but sometimes you gotta let it fly. Oh, dang nabbit. Come on, kid, you don't know how to fucking speed bridge? Oops, yeah. Oops. Oh, you motherfucker! You make me use 2 of my levies to get up here. Oh my god, maybe even 3. Just, oh my god, you rat bitch. Well, now you're getting cleaned up, so was it worth it? Probably not. Dude, you're all fucking rat. You're a fucking rat cunt, bro. Alright, so I'm jumping over here and whooping your fucking... Bro, that kid needs to get Jesus. Needs to go outside. He's just sitting there camping me. Just camping me. Like, congrats, you're not good. You're not good. You're shit. You bitch. God damn it. Oh, I'm just too impatient, bro. I'm not gonna sit there and wait for him to get distracted. I'm like jumping, bro. Like, congrats. Yeah. Rick Flair, go who on a bitch. Coop on my wrist. $multi-million. I'm a fool with the hits.
Nigga, we used to kick it, how you hang on me? Hop in the Bentley coupe and blow the brains out. We not the same, my nigga, we funding off the vision. And with your brain, yeah, we bought you like it's an auction, ain't it? Get the chopper, 100 round total, like it's apocalypse. I mean, this shit mandatory, the means I had to get it. Want you to be begging, please, you ready to whack a nigga. Gave a nigga a dummy, I ain't cap a nigga. I'm giving your whole weight like she a rapper, nigga. We get added, then we go pray with the pastor scriptures. Going to the jeweler, bust the AP, yeah. Sliding on the water.
How's it only been 37 minutes? I feel like it's been an hour because we're getting fucking owned, bro.
Sliding on the water like a jet ski, yeah. I'm tryna fuck you and your bestie, yeah. Chopper with this girl, so do not test me, yeah. Rick Flood drip, go woo on a bitch. 5790, spit the cool.
Alright, time to cook. Oh fuck. Oh, I'm dead actually. Oh my god, that arrow would have been the death of me actually. Wait, I see an opportunity. Oh, that motherfucker's a diamond axe! Oh. Oh my god. God damn it. First.
She was in my math class, long hair, brown skin with a fat ass. Sat beside me, used to laugh, had mad jokes. The teacher always got mad, so we passed notes. It started off so innocent. She had a vibe and a nigga started digging it. I was a young and straight crushing, trying to play this shit cool. But a nigga couldn't wait to get to school. Cause when I seen them thighs on her, and them hips on her, and them lips on her, got me daydreaming, man, what? I'm thinking how she rides on it, if she sits on it, if she licks on it, make it hard for me to stand up. As time goes by, attraction's getting deeper. Wet dreaming, thinking that I'm smashing, but I'm sleeping. I want it bad, and I ain't never been obsessed before. She wrote a note that said, you ever had sex before? Damn, and I ain't ever did this before, no.
did this before, no. I never did this before, no. I never did this before, no. Stop ignoring us, guys. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm simply deciding not to respond to you. It's a completely different thing. Completely different thing.
That's when my heart start racing and my body starts sweating. Baby, you done woke my little man up. I'm thinking how that body look naked when you laying on the bed. Teacher, please don't make me stand up. I wrote back like, yeah, baby, sound like a plan. Still trying to play it cool, sound like the man. But I was scared to death, my nigga, my stomach turned. Talking shit, knowing damn well I was a virgin. Fuck.
You think you can just kill my friend like that and get away with it? No! Ah! Ah! And then you try to kill my other friend. You monster. You goddamn monster. Yeah, I remember that. Zach, I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm selective. Also, sometimes I stream for a lot of hours, guys. Sometimes I'm gonna check my Discord and my phone and stuff like that. I can't be disconnected forever. Me, oh girl, don't stop. Pull out the condoms real smooth, yeah, just how I practice. But right before I put it in, she flinched and grabbed it and said, I wanna get something off my mental. I can tell you a pro, but baby, be gentle, cause I ain't this app is lonely. Sometimes I get lonely, but sometimes we all get lonely. You know! Oh, I should not be slamming this mouse. You know, fuck this shit. I'm doing parkour. I never did this before. No. Stop punching me. Wait, I'm an idiot. What? I meant to do parkour. Feels better to me. Floating in the air like I'm weightless. Floating on a cocaine spaceship. I'm so high right now. Alright, I'm going again. I'm not ignoring you guys. I read your chats, and you guys didn't have enough substance for me to respond to anything. Oh, that I'm gone. 24 hours got me seeing blue dragon. Honey, henny, got me speaking different language. Look at that. Yeah. How do you guys feel about that? Touch some grass, bro? Touch some ass, bro. How about that? At least you touch grass. How about you touch some ass? Goodbye. Oh, I'm getting jumped. So I'm gonna cause mayhem with the TNT. Motherfucker! Mother! Hey, stop! Quit fretting on. Sound like they were replying. What are you guys saying? Read this guy who ordered it. What? What are you guys talking about? What are you guys yapping about? What are you guys yapping about? They were replying, so they were telling you to touch grass. Oh. Point still stands. Maybe they should touch some ass. Oh, what did I just get myself into? What did I get myself into? Oh. No, no regret. No regret. Maybe you should try it first. Guys, come on. You know who I am. Okay, dude. Oh, I'm getting jumped! Oh, I'm out of here. Help me, teammate! Teammate! What the fuck are you doing? Bro's in the chest, like, drooling. Bleh, drooling. I'm getting fucking killed right next to them. He's busy touching his ass. Oh yeah, bro. It actually seems like that. Dumb shit. I've been going so alone. This guy is shit at MC, but I'm talking about. Don't disrespect me like that. Can I have a fucking iron sword? Watch this. I can make a mistake and erupt it. Taking a dump or saying some dumb shit, thinking I run shit, misplacing my anger enough to give Earl and Tyler, the creator, the brunt. Should have never made a response, should have disdain for the fake ones. Them traitorous punks, cause snakes are just cunts. They can get fucked with 800 motherfucking vibrators at once. And for any of those who may have come close to about dying and can't listen to a rose without crying, for those who feel low like about spiraling, but this is only for those that I'm inspiring. Weapon never unhosted without firing. My will I'm imposing, foes are gonna feel like they're in the throes of a mountain lion. They talk about my daughters, hoping I fly off of the handle. My first thought is to I don't need to hear from you guys. I don't need to hear from you guys who are actually bad. Okay? No regret. I'm so alone. Oh, you bitch.
Feeling so good, my smoke some. Hit it so good, my choke some. I pull out the game so weak. Fuck it, you can go and have both fun. Zone 6, nigga, I come from. Neighborhood sounding like pop, 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 pop. Pick 'em up, roll 'em out. All of that drip, drip there. Got young hey, hey.
Oh, where'd that money go?
I was living fast.
Oh, you fuck. Hey, bodyguard going through customs. What did I just do to myself?
Clout chasing. Let me truth on the verse. If they paid you to do it, you don't gotta ask what you worth. Me and Savage, we came from the dirt. If you rapping for money, you silly. This shit
Yeah, I made this shit 100 in industry savage, and most of you average.
I'm busting
I'm busting up.
drinking that cussing. He know where you live, where you work. Do you trust him?
Power. No fame, man. What am I doing? Tripping. Power. Look behind.
She below the belt, that's a low blow. She gon' try and blame it on YOLO. Niggas out here tryna rap me. I ain't giving no free promo. He cuffing, he a caught like Robo. I'ma pass to the gang like Romo. Brand new Rari, I'm solo. Finna go shopping in Soho. You could dump me in the middle of the ocean, I'm still coming out dry. You could leave me in the jungle with bears and tigers, I'm coming out fly. I take a stand for my brother, put my hand on the Bible, I'm still gon' lie. You could have all the fame in the world, all the money in the world, won't stop no cry. Pain and the hunger made us savage. Came from the bottom, disadvantage. Then I started living my dreams. That shit turned me to an addict. It ain't about the money, you can have it. Shorty got a booty, I'ma grab it. In the fast lane, tryna dodge traffic. But I ain't never dodged no static.
I got stars. Teachers told me I wouldn't be nothing, but I went far. Yeah, I died. So what?
All the pain and all the struggle made a superstar. 21. Power. The money and the fame make a monster. Power. The money and the fame make a monster.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe it's parkour time. Maybe it's parkour time, chat. No, I know. Alright, it's parkour time. No, you're fucking trolling. First things first, let me get that introduction. Tell me nothing. I know I did. Alright, sorry. Like, who am I typing to, guys? I'm doing business things for you guys. And you guys are mad at me for typing. You know what? Fine, fuck it. I'm just gonna not respond to that message. No, you're right. No, you guys are right. I'm not gonna respond. What am I doing? Why am I making my life hard here? We are mad. Just curious. I'm not mad either, guys. I'm just trolling. You think I'm mad at you? Yes. No. I'm not actually mad at you. I could never be mad at you guys. I could never be mad at you guys. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Kidding, you guys are fucking rap bastards. I could always be mad at you. Nah, I'm just joking again. I could never be mad at you guys. You're just little angels. Fuck you, pal. Guys. No, it's one more. Oh, I'm so good. Oh my god, I'm so good at Minecraft parkour. Huh. Bitch. What's not in a cool kid? Yeah. Dust it up. Yeah. And I'm a lover. Can I hit that ass like a bullseye? Okay. I'm winning. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, wow, that's kind of hard, actually. Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh my god. Damn, MCCI adding some hard ass shit in for why? Oh. Oh my god. Huh? I didn't make it in time? Bro. That's hard.
She like to do a lot of snow. I told that bitch to come and ski. Shout it bad, she can get it. She can swallow, she can spit it. Bring a friend if she with it. On the pole, now we split it. In the bed, or the lamb. Got your bitch sucking dick on the ground. D12 help me get up out the jam. The trunk full of slam. R.I.P. Lil' Peep, I gotta slow down on them Zans. Just out of Menage, backseat of my Benz. Put that shit on camera. She squirted on the lens. Then she told me put it on a chinny chin chin. Pocket full of nothing but them Benji Franklins. In the game posted up, putting numbers
Bro's not talking. I'm sorry. I can't do this. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Leave me alone. I can't do this. Hey, 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 hey. I want to watch a video. I just suck. I suck. I'm not good at Minecraft. I'm not good at any video games right now. I'm bad. Fucking trash right now.
Doesn't make sense now. Shit just got real. Things are getting intense now. I hear you talking about we a lot. Oh, you speak French now. Giving me the sign, so I gotta take a hint now. I hit you up like, do you wanna hang right now? On the east side, and you know I'm with the gang right now. You say, do I wanna watch? Do I know what time it is?
You're like a diamond that got a little rusty. Like MCC never happened. You're cracked. What? Why are we getting into specifics? Also, yeah, do diamonds even get rusty? It's a good ass point. Good ass point. I don't think diamonds get rusty. I think that's like a silver thing.
Come and see me for once. You don't ever come to me. You don't ever come to me. I've been up for 2 whole days thinking what I did to keep you going.
Yeah, A for effort. I get what you were saying, and I was real positive. That was real. That was positive as fuck. So that's fine. I won't get on you too much for that.
Never thought the circumstances would have changed you. You said you never traded no. Yeah, you said that. And I believed you when
Tell me don't.
Well, either way, you're still invited.
And I ain't even lie to you. Damn it! Why am I not in first place?
You say
Yes, come and see me for once. Come and see me for once.
you don't ever
Come to me. Fucking fucker. Try to get all the glory. No, no, come to me. Third, not bad. 133. I was feeling inspirational.
Why you gotta start,
Why you gotta start?
I know we make time.
I miss my good vibes pillow.
I know you
Meh.
got another nigga trying to play the part. Just cause he got a heart, don't mean he got a heart. Could be standing in the field and he still ain't in the field. If anything should change, then I thought we had a deal. Lately you keep questioning what you get out the deal. Doing things to make me feel the way I make it feel.
How hard is to let me know when I go home.
That way you could be prepared, maybe take a couple
Sick days and I miss pay.
I don't even know what things are looking like
Inside of your brains or as decorated.
This thing is getting one side.
Sorry, I can't even lie to you right now.
Yeah.
Let me up! God dang it. Oh, you can. Oh, bro, you can just do that. You don't have to go on the grass. Okay. Okay.
All she hit me with is come and see me for once. Come and see me for once. You don't ever come to me.
You're a diamond axe in a world of iron swords. Well, there's a lot of instances where being an iron sword, you could win a fight against a diamond axe. If you got on top of them, you just crit, you win. So I don't know. Again, good attempt. Like I get it, but you could have said you're a diamond sword in a world full of like iron shovels or something, and then I'd have no. But then I guess I would have been like, well, what if I need to dig dirt? So you gotta be like, you're a diamond sword in a world full of wood swords, and then You know, but then what if I need fuel to see? What if I need fuel for my furnace? Like I'm gonna die. I need to cook up some steak. I need some fuel for my furnace. You can cook food with a wooden weapon. So maybe something like you're a diamond sword in a world full of stone swords. You know, then I really don't know what I would say to that. You know, I'd be, you know, shit out of luck. Young for long enough. Maybe. Okay, fine. Just be miserable. You can turn me on with just a touch. Maybe. Cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can't see clearly when you're on and I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the light. No, I can't sleep until I feel your. Oh, I actually just messed up. Said, ooh, I'm drowning in the night. No, I've never done that one before. It's not fair that I died. They scare you and wake up. I don't know, yo. I just did a lot today. I did a lot today. I want to watch what happened to that Malaysia flight. Dream told me he watched it, the YouTube one, and it gets more in depth and it gets way cooler than the one that we watched. What Netflix got wrong about. Here we go. This is the video that Dream said to watch.
How could a massive aircraft filled with 239 people simply vanish from the face of the earth?
Dream was watching this one and
it might seem impossible in the modern era, but this is exactly what happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 on March 8, 2014. There are countless theories which try to explain the mysterious disappearance. Everything from a remote control hijacking to exploding fruit in the cargo bay have been suggested. But what if the truth is even more disturbing? What if somebody on board Flight 370 was responsible? This is the chilling story of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370.
Quick piss.
And it's a story that might finally help us find the missing plane. It was a clear night at Kuala Lumpur, the capital city of Malaysia. Monsoon season was coming to a close, and calmer conditions had arrived in the region. This calm extended to gate C1 of the satellite terminal of Kuala Lumpur International Airport, where a Boeing 777 operated by Malaysia Airlines was preparing for its journey to Beijing. The aircraft was being fueled and loaded with food, cargo, and 227 passengers for the 6-hour journey north. As the passengers walked through the jet bridge, none of them could have known that they were about to become a part of the greatest mystery in the history of aviation. Despite the sheer variety of theories surrounding this night, one scenario stands head and shoulders above the rest. This documentary is one of the first tellings of a plausible version of that story in its entirety. In the cockpit of Flight 370 were 2 pilots, both of whom, in a matter of days, would become the subjects of intense.
I'm back. What are you guys question marking about?
Malaysia 370, good morning. Malaysia 370, request level.
370, we are ready, requesting flight number 350 to Beijing.
That's First Officer Farik Abdul Hamid, requesting clearance to Beijing from air traffic control. This was a special flight for the 27-year-old. Flight 370 was his last training flight before being signed off to fly the Boeing 777. He had joined Malaysia Airlines as a cadet pilot 7 years previously, in 2007, and had flown Boeing 737s and Airbus A330s for the airline before beginning training on the 777 a few months previously. He had established an excellent performance record for himself in this time, and was assessed to be well above average during his progression through the ranks at the airline. In fact, he was doing well enough in his training that the airline considered it safe for him to be paired with just one captain for this flight, rather than the usual 2. And sitting to his left was that captain, 53-year-old Zahari Ahmed Shah. Zahari had joined Malaysia Airlines as a cadet pilot in 1981.
Okay.
In this time, he had built up over 18,000 flying hours.
Damn,
This was an immense
18,000?
amount of experience, and it made him one of the most experienced pilots in the country. Zahari held a senior position at the airline. As well as being responsible for taking hundreds of people around the world as a 777 captain, for the last 7 years, he had also been training pilots to fly the 777, and examining them to decide whether they should be granted their license. Zahari was described by colleagues as jovial, knowledgeable, and a true aviation geek, who spent his spare time flying remote-controlled planes, paragliding, and inviting colleagues to his home to practice procedures on his home flight simulator. But in the scenario which we're now exploring, there was much more to Captain Zahari than would be suggested by his disarming exterior. At just before 12:30 that night, 8 minutes ahead of schedule, the jet bridge was removed and the massive aircraft was pushed back from the gate. It was now a sealed vessel, operating under its own power and untethered to the outside world. On board were 227 passengers, 10 flight attendants, and 49 metric tons of fuel. Some would later speculate that the captain took on an unnecessarily large, or even a suspicious amount of fuel, about 30 minutes more than was required for the distance. But the truth
30
is
minutes
that
more
Malaysia
isn't
Airlines
that
mandated
sus.
all Beijing-bound
30 more minutes doesn't seem that sus.
flights to take on 30 minutes of additional holding fuel, so there is nothing suspicious here. Zahari nudged the 777's throttles forwards and began taxiing out to runway 32 right at Kuala Lumpur. It was procedure at Malaysia Airlines that the captain should taxi the aircraft on the ground, while the first officer handled the radios. Once the plane had reached the runway, the first officer would take over and fly the aircraft to Beijing, with the captain handling the radios. As Zahari taxied out to the runway, the passengers settled in and tried to get some sleep. They would soon be
Why are we
in
watching
for
planes
a rude
now? Because
awakening.
Dream said it's a good video and I was down to watch it.
At 20 minutes to 1 that morning, the aircraft lined up at the runway. Ahead of it were 4 kilometers of concrete and a dark, open sky.
Bro's a follower? No, we were talking about this. And it adds, we watched this video.
Captain Zahari pushed the enormous Rolls-Royce engines to take off thrust and then handed over control to First Officer Farik as their 777 began thundering down the runway. Within moments, Farik lifted the massive aircraft into the night sky and Flight 370 began its journey north. As the plane climbed out, Zahari contacted departure control.
Malaysian 370. Malaysian.
I kind of have to shit, guys. Alright. I'm gonna go shit, but I'm gonna put on my own video because I don't want to steal content while I'm not here. That feels wrong. What, guys? I'm sorry, I have to shit. Like, get over it. Get the fuck over it. Okay? Alright. As you guys can see, all fish in the world is underwater. We need to beat the game quickly before our friend kills us.
He's a shark.
He's a huge, giant, scary shark.
Like Jaws.
Where are you guys?
Oh my god! Get down, get down, get down. He can't fit. He can't fit. He's too big.
Bad, come attack me. There's no wood down here.
Kill me, Bad. Hey, Bad, look behind you. Bad, look up here.
George! George! Oh my god! Oh my god! Let's get out of here.
Tiny little fish.
Okay, there's no trees in here though.
Where do we go?
Wait, what is
Oh wait,
this?
what?
Wait, there's mobs. Look.
You guys want some
Oh.
George, be careful. Wait, what are you holding? You're holding an arrow.
Yeah. The scouts and drove tower.
Hey, guys, over here. Come here. Follow me.
I'm coming.
Wait, can Bad even get in here? Oh.
Oh my god, Dream. Get it.
Okay, I'll be on the lookout.
Please do.
Oh my god.
Where?
Dream.
Zombies. Okay. What?
Where are you?
Swim away!
Oh my god, I see him!
Oh my god! Dream!
Come here!
No, he's after me! Please, Dream! Oh my god! Ah! I just swam my bad! Dream! Oh my god! Dream, get back here! Get in! Oh my god! Here, quickly. Make tools.
Guys, I see him.
Yeah, he's like by us, I'm pretty sure, right?
Oh, I see it!
George, run! Over here, run! Oh my god! Run! Get in here.
Wait, let's keep going down here. Look.
Yeah.
There's a glitch down here.
Wait, there is. What the heck? Guys, I need food. I need food. I need food.
Yeah, I need food.
Oh, that's true. We don't have food.
I also need a crafting bench. Dream, I
don't
need a
mean that.
guys. I need a crafting bench. Someone place one.
Wait, I'm busy. I literally have 1.5 hearts.
Yeah, we need to get food. Congrats, Captain Underpants.
Captain Underpants?
Yeah.
I used to love that.
Oh, there's a mine shaft.
This iron vein was fruitful. I got 10 iron for one of them. Oh, I found the mine shaft. Wait, guys, we're kind of safe down here. Ooh, glowberries. Don't mind if I indubitably do.
Indubitably do.
Wait, here's someone mining gravel.
Oh, that's me.
Dream.
Hey!
It's so funny seeing
what?
you
This is
hold that.
big.
Look how much iron's right here. Wait, you can't take it all though.
I don't know where the mine shaft is.
We're
Wait.
at -60, 120.
Okay, I found the mine shaft.
Put the coal, put the coal.
I found you guys. I found you guys. Look, it's me. Look, I'm here.
George, where are George?
Come on, put it in.
I did. It's in.
Start cooking.
Wait, Dream, can you see that I'm wearing this iron chest plate? Oh no. You... Also, we're kind of out of coal.
I have loads of coal. Don't worry about me.
Why don't you donate some of that coal to us?
Well, I'm smelting my own iron elsewhere because you guys would just steal it, so I have to go somewhere else.
We're not gonna steal it. We have like
Well, obviously
enough
you
iron.
are.
How's that obvious? We have enough iron for everyone.
Because you've always stolen my stuff every time.
We don't need to steal though. We only steal out of necessity, not a desire.
I'm low on health. I need to
Yeah.
I'm full. I have 2 rotten flesh.
Dream, eat that. Oh, Dream!
Oh
Dream! Go there! Get here!
He's here.
Oh my god, he's
behind
us!
Wait, stay away from my stuff.
Wait, just free
We
stuff.
left our iron.
Free
We left
stuff.
our iron. Take George's.
Why would we not just go over here where it's safe? George, stop. You are so greedy. Just share.
Oh, I thought you didn't need it.
Well, obviously now we need it because Bad is loot hogging our iron. Look,
Well, it's all mine.
Look, you can just see him right here, guys. Come here. Look, you can just see him.
I'm gonna go kill him.
Don't.
Come on, bring it, George.
George,
Come on.
don't, George, don't.
Come here.
I'm killing him. I'm killing him.
George, get him. Yeah, all right. Now we're kind of chilling.
Look, I've got a shield. Look.
Wait, I want to make a shield.
The fish win. Fish are gonna win.
I can't believe
you have
Bad
nothing.
really ran up in here thinking he was
bucket.
gonna win.
Yeah, Bad thought he was running the show. Fish are friends, not food, Bad.
The day you learn that, Bad, will be the day we have peace.
Hey guys, how do we get out of this godforsaken cave?
Why is there so much iron?
Why do you feel the need to collect it all?
I'm just mining it. Like, I cannot resist. There's just infinite iron. Oh, iron pickaxe, huh?
Bro said I cannot resist. Alright, wait, I know how to get out, guys. Follow me. We have to go through the mine shaft. We have to come back the way we came.
Oh my god!
What?
There's iron here.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just mining it just to see how much I can get. Leave a comment. Guess how much iron I'm gonna have.
There,
There's
George.
so much iron. Look. There's
George,
more
Alright,
iron.
stop. We get it.
I need it all.
Just-
Why is there so much iron? Is this used? Sapnap?
Yes.
Look, I'll put this pickaxe through your teeth.
Okay.
Alright, what are we doing?
They're fine. I'll mine up.
We
No,
can't mine
you
up.
can't. You can't mine up.
Oh.
Look at you.
Oh my god.
Wait, George, look.
What?
Look. There's iron.
Give me.
All right, get us out of here, Dream.
Fine.
Swim up. Alright, move. I'll do all the work. Wait, what is that? That dirt?
Freedom!
Yeah.
Ah, no!
Oh my god, he's a trident! He's a trident! He's a trident! It's the same as a diamond sword!
Come here.
Oh my god, guys, run!
Wait, go amongst the fish.
Oh yeah, blend in. Wait, take your shield off. Blend in.
He doesn't know which one I am. He knows! He knows!
I know which one you are. I'm not gonna lose. Oh, fudge.
Oh, you lost me. Ow!
Ow! Is this you?
This is me.
This one right here?
Yes, this is me. Behind me. Wait, go in the forest. Go underneath the trees. You can't
Oh
get
yeah,
up
the
underneath
forest.
Oh, come on.
The forest will help us. Oh my god.
Don't do this. Come on. Come on, we're just having fun. Where are you? Hello? Dreams.
Where are you guys?
Run!
Where are you? Little tiny fish running from me. Come here.
Oh, Dream!
I have the power of the dolphins!
Where's George?
Let's go!
Kill him!
Kill him!
Kill him!
Dolphin!
Die!
Wait, he has the dolphin! No!
Oh god.
Wait, did he just throw his trident? He threw his trident! Where'd it go? He threw the trident!
Steal it, steal
Where is
it, steal it, steal it. Oh, look, he's all the way over there. Look at him, all the way over there. He's looking for it. He thinks it's over there. Let's go find it. It must be over there somewhere.
I don't see him.
Where are you guys? Oh, hello.
Oh, he has a
Oh
sword.
god. Where are you guys? That's just chasing me, and I don't like this. Guys, he's like singling me off. Like I'm going farther and farther away from you guys. Help! 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 Help!
No, you don't.
No! Let me be with my friends.
It's time to go to fishy heaven. Oh, you son of a gun! Come here. Who is this?
Oh god.
Who is this?
Dream! Dream, get down here. Get down
Where?
here. Get into the trees. The protection of the trees. Go down.
Where are you? This fish is moving awfully weird.
Run!
Oh!
Run! Run!
Dream, go to the right. Go to the right.
I'm going.
Hey, look, there's a lava pool over here.
Yeah, he's ever heard of dolphin power. Hi, man!
Let's kill him. We can do it. We can do it. Kill him.
Kill him! Kill him!
Kill him.
Kill him!
If we kill him, we can build a portal.
I'm getting him! I have dolphin! I have dolphin power!
Tiny fish!
Kill him!
You're so fast!
He must
I'm
be
gonna
low.
kill you. I don't.
Oh my
He has
god.
so much health.
Die! Yes! Okay, all right, guys, quickly. We need
Get his
to.
stuff.
How are we gonna turn this into a portal?
Yeah, I don't know. How do we make a portal?
We need diamonds, I think.
pickaxes.
Where are you guys? Wait, we need to stick together. Where are you guys?
Top. Everyone swim to the very top and just look around.
I see you.
Oh, I see someone.
someone.
I see someone. All right, I see both of you.
It's raining.
Where?
I don't
we didn't even realize it was raining because we were underwater. There's a cave here.
All right, let's go in this cave. We need to find diamonds. We need to find 3 diamonds. This cave sucks.
Oh wait! Oh my god! You spoke too soon.
Wait, is it this massive cave?
Oh my god. Okay, surely we
Swim
find
down here, swim
diamonds.
down. Oh, there's diamonds down there. Look at that.
Where?
There's diamonds.
Oh,
Straight down.
diamonds!
Let me get them. Let me get them. I
Oh,
want
I want to
them.
mine them. I want to mine them. I want to mine them. No,
I want diamonds.
I only got 1.
There's more.
There's more here.
I found more diamonds. More diamonds.
Wait, is this diamonds?
Oh my gosh, more diamonds.
Yes!
Oh my god. Wait, guys, we might be able to get like full diamond armor in here. This cave is ridiculous.
I found more. Oh my god!
Wait, I
there's so
found
much
diamonds
more.
as well.
I found a massive vein.
Massive. No, what are you doing? Stop.
Move!
No, these are mine.
You stole my other one.
Okay, well, congrats. I got
No!
them both. I have 10 diamonds. Oh my god, there's so much. Whoa! Oh my god! This area is epic. You guys need to come here right now. Actually looks so cool. Oh, and there's more diamonds.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, this is cool. What the heck? We need to build a portal here.
Whoa, this is cool.
You give a pearl?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, who just dropped all that mutton?
How much obsidian do you have? We can probably build it already.
I have 8. Let's build it.
Oh, let's go.
All right, guys, stop. Before we go, we should cook. I have food that we can cook.
Yeah, I need food as well.
We're gonna split guys. We're gonna split this evenly. We're not gonna be animals.
We should go to the nether.
Oh, they're back here!
Oh! Run! Go to the nether! Go to the nether!
Go in the nether!
Go! I'm in the nether. Oh my god!
Badge through.
Oh my god, where do we go? Should we just go down? Oh no. I'm gonna dig into this wall. We'll be safe.
Dig
I'm
more.
digging.
No, you flipping don't.
Guys, he's gonna reach. He's mining.
Dig up. What do you want? What do you guys want? Anyways, let's get back to our video.
370, selamat pagi. Identify climb flight level 180. Can selesai di turn right door to Ikari. Okay, Okay, level 180, direct Ikari, Malaysian 1370.
As well as clearing the flight to climb to 18,000 feet,
Yeah, I quite like
the
the boom.
controller had given the pilots a shortcut, allowing them to go straight to a waypoint further along their route, known as Igari. This waypoint, Igari, is kind of an unusual one. It's one of the few waypoints on the planet which is bordered by a total of 5 different airspaces, namely those of Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, and Singapore. This fact will take on an eerie significance in the scenario which we're about to explore. The plane continued climbing out as normal, leaving behind the bright orange sea of lights that was Kuala Lumpur. Its flight plan would take it northeast over the Malaysian peninsula and then out over the South China Sea. Before long, the departure controller handed Flight 370 off to Lumpur Radar Control, who was responsible for a higher altitude portion of the country's airspace.
370, contact Lumpur Radar 13269. Alright, 1326 Malaysian 370.
Zahari dialed this frequency into his radio set and made contact with the new controller.
Control Malaysian 370. Malaysian
Longest video, an hour.
Radar, good morning. Climb flight level 250. Morning, level 250, Malaysian 370.
So far, everything was going to plan. It was a clear, moonless night. The aircraft was in good condition, and there was little other traffic in the vicinity. All the pilots needed to be fully on their way was the final clearance from air traffic control to climb to their cruising altitude. And at about 1:45 that morning, that clearance came.
Malaysian 370, climb flight level 350. Climb level 350, Malaysian 370.
About 20 minutes after takeoff, Flight 370 had reached this cruising altitude of flight level 350, or about 35,000 feet. When it did, Zahari made a routine report to air traffic control.
Yeah, it makes sense. Just don't.
Malaysian 370.
About 6 minutes later, he made this report again.
Malaysian 370, maintaining level 350. Malaysian 370.
It wasn't necessary for him to make this report a second time, but the fact that he did doesn't really tell us much. Anything from sleepiness to simple forgetfulness could have been responsible. Up until now, for the passengers, Flight 370 had been about as routine as a flight can get. The flight attendants were making their way through the cabin with a meal service for those who were still awake. However, most of the passengers were asleep by this point. What happened next is the subject of much controversy. For this video, we'll apply Occam's razor, which holds that the theory which requires the fewest assumptions is most likely to be the right one. The following account is not definitive, but it is the most consistent with the known facts, and it is supported by some of the world's leading authorities on the subject.
We're watching the whole video.
At 19 minutes past 1, as Flight 370
I want to watch it.
Igari,
I want to watch
Malaysian
it.
Air Traffic Control told the crew to contact Ho Chi Minh Air Traffic Control, as they would soon be entering Vietnamese airspace.
Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night. Good night, Malaysian 370.
Much has been made in the media of this radio transmission by the captain.
Did you just say that doesn't make sense?
That's because, technically, a pilot is also supposed to read back the radio frequency.
What happened?
20.9. Good night. Good night, Malaysian 370.
Much has been made in the media of this radio transmission by the captain. That's because, technically, a pilot is also supposed to read back the radio frequency they've been assigned, so the controller knows that the pilot has heard them correctly. But pilots who know an airspace well, like Zahari did, sometimes don't read back the frequency. So there is truly nothing unusual about Zahari simply saying goodnight as he switched over to Ho Chi Minh. What is strange, however, is what happened next. And here is where our scenario begins. Just seconds after saying goodnight to Lumpur Control, Captain Zahari asked First Officer Farik to go back into the cabin and get them both a cup of coffee. They had 5 hours of night flying ahead of them. A shot of caffeine wouldn't go amiss. The first officer dutifully headed back to the galley and closed the cockpit door behind him.
How do they know this?
Normally, the cabin crew would bring the coffee, but Farik was not about to question the man who held his career in his hands. Now, sitting alone in the warm cocoon of the cockpit, was a man who had been rehearsing for this night for over a month. Every step, every movement had been planned with the utmost precision, and it had to be, because Zahari was trying to pull off the impossible. He would now try to make one of the world's largest, most modern jets vanish from the face of the earth. safely locked behind his bulletproof cockpit door, ironically designed to keep would-be hijackers out, he could now carry out this plan without interruption. He reached back into his flight bag behind his seat, pulled out a warm sweater and put it on. He would be needing it in a moment. Zaharie had chosen this exact moment to make the plane disappear because for these precious few minutes, nobody on the ground was expecting to hear from the aircraft. Malaysian controllers had handed him off to Vietnam, and Vietnamese controllers were busy with the aircraft which were already in their airspace. As far as they were concerned, it would be a few minutes before Flight 370 checked in. So, for these precious few moments, Flight 370 was in limbo. Nobody in the world was watching. Zaharie's first step in making the plane vanish was to make it disappear from radar. To do this, he needed to turn off the plane's transponder. But he wasn't going to do this straight away. If he did it before he reached Agarie, Malaysian Air Traffic Control might notice him dropping off their radar screens. If he waited until he had reached the waypoint, he would truly be out of their jurisdiction. As the first officer obliviously fixed a coffee in the forward galley, or whatever counted for coffee on an aircraft, Zaharie fixed his eyes on Agarie, as it inched ever closer at 8 miles per minute. When the active waypoint at the top right of this screen here changed from Agarie
8 miles
to
per
Beatop,
minute.
the next waypoint en route, that would be his trigger to turn off the transponder.
It's pretty fast.
And after a few moments, it came. The aircraft reached Agarie and began turning towards its next waypoint. At exactly that moment, Zaharie switched off the transponder. Flight 370 disappeared from air traffic control screens in Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, and Cambodia. Step 1 was complete. But unbeknownst to Zaharie, he had left a clue.
Yeah,
the first
like
of
he
a
did
few
all
clues he would
purpose.
leave over the coming hours, and a clue that ultimately took investigators years to uncover. The transponder of the Boeing 777 has basically 3 settings. Fully off, where no information is transmitted to air traffic control. Altitude off,
Why'd they have
where
an
only
off
the
for
plane's
that?
position, but not its altitude, is transmitted to air traffic control. And fully on, where its position, altitude, and a few other parameters are transmitted. For a
It's weird
split
that they would
second,
let you turn
as
that off.
Zaharie twisted the dial towards the fully off position, it passed through the alt off position. Unbeknownst to him, for that telling split second as the dial passed through alt off, stations on the ground received the plane's position while its altitude read 0. This is not what would happen if the plane had experienced a massive electrical failure, leading to the loss of the transponder, among other systems.
Oh, that's
If that had
that's
happened,
smart.
All of the data would have been
Wow.
lost at once. This brief partial loss of transponder data suggests that somebody in the cockpit was turning this dial manually to the off position.
So that's how they know.
But this clue...
They know that shit got turned off. That's so smart. They know that it 100% got turned off manually, because when he was turning it to off, it transmitted the altitude, the position without the altitude for a second. That's so... Wow,
be
people are
discovered
smart.
for a
How they
long
think,
time.
like, they notice that
As
shit.
far as Zaharie was concerned, step 1 of his plan had been completed successfully. From that moment, nobody on the ground knew where Flight 370 was. The plane continued turning towards Beatod, the next waypoint on its route.
So, like,
Except, there was
so
still
crazy.
a problem. By disabling the transponder, Zaharie had made the plane invisible to air traffic controllers, but Malaysia Airlines still knew that the plane was in the air. That's because the 777 is equipped with ACARS, or Aircraft Communications Addressing and Reporting System.
Okay.
This feeds status reports from the plane to the airline via a satellite communication system called SATCOM. These status reports include information about the plane's fuel on board, its maintenance status, and even its position along its flight route every 30 minutes. Zaharie knew that
Worst
he couldn't
acronym
truly
ever.
disappear as long as ACARS was still functioning. So he needed to disable it. But disabling ACARS was not going to be as easy as turning off the transponder. If he turned ACARS off the usual way, it would send a message to the ground saying that it was being powered down. Not a great prospect if your mission is to disappear without a trace. To truly vanish without leaving a trace, the captain would need to do something far more drastic. He would need to essentially pull the plug right out of the socket so that ACARS would go dark immediately without sending this telltale log-off message. To do this, Zaharie reached up to the overhead panel and, using 2 fingers, turned off both engines' electrical generators.
Oh my god.
This instantly cut off the electrical supply to a whole host of aircraft systems, including the SATCOM, the satellite communication system which ACARS uses to send and receive its messages.
What the fuck?
Now, there was no way for anyone on the ground to receive information from the plane. Just to be sure, he then went through the menu on his flight management computer and deselected the 2 ways by which ACARs can communicate with the ground: SATCOM and VHF radio. Now, even if SATCOM came back on, ACARs wouldn't be able to talk to the ground.
The fact that you can do
As
this,
far as the outside world
the fact that you can do this is stupid. You should not be able to disable communication
was
systems.
concerned, it was at this spot over the South China Sea where MH370...
I mean, I think the reason why they have that is, for example, like if they need to like reset it and turn it back on, turn it off, on, and try and like fix it.
Advantage.
That explains a little like why you can
Disabling the SATCOM also had another benefit,
But
which would be
still.
absolutely essential for the next step of the captain's plan. It meant that the satellite phone in the passenger cabin and the text message facility in the passenger's in-flight entertainment systems would no longer work. All lines of communication between Flight 370 and the outside world had been severed. To make assurance doubly sure, Zahari then turned off the plane's external lights. Now, Flight 370 was fully invisible. All of this happened in the space of less than a minute.
Really?
But these were only the first steps in Zahari's
In a
grand
minute? He
plan.
did all that in a minute?
He had
Goddamn.
successfully hidden the aircraft from the people on the ground. But behind him, 238 people were expecting to be flown to Beijing.
Damn.
The first officer was making coffee, and he would be returning to the cockpit very shortly. To carry out his full plan, Zahari would somehow need to incapacitate every single person on the aircraft. And to that end, he had at his disposal a rather unconventional weapon: air. Or, more specifically,
The lack
thin air.
thereof. Oh, thin air. Sorry.
At 35,000 feet, there is only enough air to keep a human meaningfully conscious for about 45 seconds. But the air inside a passenger aircraft is pressurized. It's compacted, like the gas in a soft drink can. If the captain could somehow open a hole in his plane, most of this air would come rushing out. Luckily for him, he could open a hole. On the underside of the plane, there were 2 valves, aptly named outflow valves. By opening them, he could vent all of this condensed air out into the atmosphere. The captain readied himself. He reached into the panel on his left-hand side, pulled out his oxygen mask, placed it over his head, and started the flow of oxygen. Now that he had his own oxygen supply, he swung his right hand up to the overhead panel and prevented the engines from bringing new air into the cabin. Then, he pressed a switch which turned the aircraft's cabin pressurization from automatic to manual.
What the fuck?
Now he controlled the amount of air inside the aircraft's cabin.
This motherfucker is
He had in his
bro.
hands the air supply, the very lifeblood of all 238 people behind him. Once he carried out this next step, there would be no turning back. The next few seconds were the most critical in his entire plan. Just as he had rehearsed, Zahari moved his fingers down to the 2 cabin outflow valve switches and pushed them to the open position. On the belly of the aircraft, the 2 valves opened. There was a tremendous whoosh inside the cabin as the air came rushing out. Any passengers who had been sleeping were startled awake by the noise and the change in air pressure. Their ears popped and the oxygen masks dropped automatically from the
Is
ceiling.
this known or speculated? I think it's
The sudden expansion
technically
of air
speculated,
inside
but
the
pretty
cabin
sure.
made it significantly colder, adding to the passengers' shock. But before the bewildered passengers even had a chance to put their masks on, the captain yanked the plane violently to the left. In the forward galley, the first officer was slammed to the sidewall by the dramatic turn. He only had seconds to find an oxygen mask in the pandemonium before he would fall unconscious. The captain was holding the plane in a turn so steep that the automated bank angle warning sounded. The plane was at the edge of its capabilities, straining to stay aloft as the captain turned harder and harder. But this wasn't done for dramatic effect. Zahari needed this turn to be tight. He was right beside Thai airspace, and the last thing he wanted was to burst into an airspace which he hadn't been cleared to enter. Because even though he had disabled the transponder, there was still one way that he could be detected: primary radar. Primary radar is the most basic kind of radar, and it works on the very simple principle of reflectance. A radar dish on the ground sends out a signal which bounces off any objects in the air, including planes and flocks of birds, and is reflected back to the radar dish.
He's an asshole.
Because it just works by bouncing radio waves off an aircraft's skin, there was no way for a pilot to avoid being detected by primary radar. But at the same time, because it's such a simple system, all it can tell is where an object is. It can't tell what it is, or how high it is. If Thailand's military spotted an unidentified target infringing upon their airspace, they could well scramble fighter jets to investigate who the mystery intruder was. So, as Zahari rolled wings level, just over 2 minutes after beginning his turn, he checked his position on his navigation display. To his relief, he had just about managed to avoid Thai airspace. Flight 370 was now headed in the opposite direction, back towards Malaysia.
I want to know all the evidence for this.
The first part of Zahari's mission was complete, but a massive challenge still lay ahead of him. He would now have to cross back over the Malaysian peninsula without being intercepted by the Malaysian or Thai Air Force, and he would have to do this without having his plans spoiled by the 238 people behind him. In the main cabin, the passengers were startled and confused. They had put on their oxygen masks and were listening intently to the cabin crew's instructions. The cabin crew told them that there had been a rapid decompression and that they would be descending to a breathable altitude soon. Apart from how cold the cabin had gotten, and the fact that the oxygen masks had dropped, the situation appeared to be under control. Noise levels in the cabin were normal, and now that the sharp turn was finished, the plane was more or less flying steadily. But First Officer Farik knew that this situation was anything but under control. Nowhere in any depressurization checklist does it say that the pilots should turn the plane around. Their first priority, after donning their oxygen masks, is to descend to an altitude
so
where
the first pilot knows something's up.
Whatever was going on up front, it had to be very strange.
He knows something.
During the steep turn, Farik had scrambled to sit at one of the cabin crew stations in the forward galley, and he had grabbed an oxygen mask there. Now, he was ready to return to the cockpit to help the captain with the emergency. But, secure on the other side of the impenetrable cockpit door, the captain had other plans. Passenger oxygen masks only provide about 20 minutes of oxygen.
Oh my god.
The reason for that is that this gives enough time for the pilots to descend to a safe altitude where the air is breathable. This usually takes about 10 minutes. None of the passengers or crew knew it yet, but they would not be descending to a breathable altitude. Their time was running out. First Officer Farik approached the cabin interphone at the forward left door, his heart pounding. Over his shoulder was slung one of the plane's portable oxygen bottles, which he had grabbed from its compartment. He had attached the flexible plastic mask to his face and was breathing heavily from it as he brought his fingers to the handset. There were 15 of these oxygen bottles distributed throughout the cabin, one for each of the flight attendants on a maximum crew flight. There were just 10 cabin crew on board Flight 370, so there was more than enough for each of them. And unlike the passenger oxygen masks, these bottles had 44 minutes of oxygen, more than the crew could possibly need in any conceivable emergency. But this emergency had never been conceived of. Farik was the only person on board breathing from a portable oxygen bottle. The flight attendants had followed their training and had quickly sat down at one of the spare passenger seats or at a flight attendant station and grabbed the 20-minute drop-down mask there. But Farik's situation was different. He was badly needed in the cockpit, and a portable oxygen bottle was the only way to stay conscious while he tried to regain entry. He picked up the handset, dialed the code to call the cockpit door, and put the receiver to his ear. In the cockpit, a message appeared on the captain's central display: cabin call. If Zahari wanted to open the door, all he had to do was rotate the switch on the center pedestal from the auto position to the unlock position. The door would unlock, the light on the entry keypad outside the door would turn green, and Farik would be able to push it open. Farik waited, and watched as the light on the entry keypad continued glowing red. It should only have taken a second for the captain to unlock the door. Why was he not doing this? The first officer figured that he must have been very busy handling whatever emergency this was. He waited for a few moments, and then dialed the cockpit again. The cabin call message appeared on the captain's display, and again he ignored it. This was terrifying. The aircraft had depressurized, and it wasn't descending. Something was going seriously wrong up front in the cockpit. On the other side of the door, Zahari fixed his eyes ahead out his windscreen and onto the orange lights of the seaside town of Kota Baru. This was his entry point for his journey back across his home country, and it was perfect for this mission. His plan was to skirt the border between Thai airspace and Malaysian airspace. This way, when the Malaysian military saw the plane on radar, they would assume that it was being handled by Thai controllers, and and likewise, when the Thai military saw the plane, they would assume that it was being handled
A bold
by Malaysian
assumption.
controllers. And, Zaharia figured, even if they did realise that it was Malaysia Flight 370 after seeing it turn back at Agari, they may think that it was making an emergency return to an airport, perhaps Penang's airport, where it appeared to be heading. If this was the case, the flight would be the concern of the civilian controllers, who were surely dealing with the plane. But, in reality, Malaysian civilian controllers had handed the plane off to Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam. They weren't even thinking about it anymore. Flight 370 was in limbo. Meanwhile, locked out of the cockpit, First Officer Farik could tell that despite the depressurization, the plane had still not begun to descend. He then had a terrible thought. What if the reason the door wasn't opening was that the captain had become incapacitated by the rapid decompression? This would be odd though. After all, donning the oxygen masks was the first item on the checklist, which is completed even before the descent is initiated. And what's more, Captain Zaharia regularly taught this scenario to pilots in the airline's flight simulators. He was more qualified than almost anybody to handle such an emergency. How could he simply forget to put on his oxygen mask?
How could he?
But there was no time for Farik to work this out. He needed to get back inside the cockpit. And for that, he had one last option. Cockpit door keypads don't just accept one code. As well as the normal code, there is a special code for the rare event in which the pilots are incapacitated and the cabin crew need to gain access. With this code, the door opens automatically if the pilots haven't responded after 30 seconds. But of course, this emergency code could easily be used by hijackers to gain entry to the cockpit. So, to prevent this, in the cockpit, pilots have the option of turning the door switch to the deny position within 30 seconds of the code being entered. This clever logic allows crews to gain entry to the cockpit in case of a pilot incapacitation, but also gives flight crew the ability to deny entry to hijackers.
Oh my god.
The first officer hurried over to the keypad and punched in the emergency code. A loud buzzer sounded in the cockpit. If the captain was incapacitated, the door would automatically open for Farik in just 30 seconds.
That's how he's gonna feel in the fucking
Farik
gets
waited anxiously.
declined. He's like, fuck.
10 seconds passed, then 20. But those final seconds came and went, and the keypad light remained red. A horrible, sinking feeling came over the first officer. He entered the code once again, this time more carefully, and he waited, counting down the seconds using his watch. And yet again, after 30 seconds, the light remained red. This could only mean one thing. On the other side of the cockpit door, the captain had heard the buzzer and had turned the switch to deny.
That's fucked up, bro.
The captain checked his watch. The time was 32 minutes past 1 in the morning, 12 minutes since he had turned his 777 back on itself. About 5 minutes from now, the passengers' oxygen masks would begin to run out. When they did, all 227 of them would become hypoxic. The 10 flight attendants were in much the same boat, still strapped in and waiting for the signal from the captain that they were free to walk about the cabin. The effects of hypoxia are much like the effects of alcohol, with some people becoming euphoric and giddy, others becoming angry, and others still becoming contented and relaxed. Contrary to what many people think, you don't suffocate in a decompression. There is simply a dimming of awareness until the proverbial lights go out. Ironically, the very loss of mental faculties which occurs in
luckily that's how they went out.
Hypoxia prevents the realization
not too bad.
that it is even happening. In the cockpit, Zaharia made a minor adjustment to stay on course as he carefully scanned the skies around him. He was now back over land, zooming across peninsular Malaysia. He had been flying in these skies for decades, day and night, and he knew the lay of the land so well that he could easily identify
like the only person that really knew they were dying was the co-pilot,
which towns en route as he flew overhead. He knew that at his current speed, he would be able to cross the peninsula in about 20 minutes. As he flew, he had his radio tuned to the Kuala Lumpur air traffic control frequency. He could hear the controller talking to the other planes as normal. At least for now, it was business as usual in Malaysia. At Ho Chi Minh, however, controllers had noticed something odd. The Malaysia Airlines flight from Kuala Lumpur, Flight 370, hadn't made contact. This wasn't overly concerning. Sometimes it takes a few minutes before pilots get in touch. But what was unusual was
don't
that
see
the
him on the
flight
radar.
wasn't even showing up on radar, despite having been handed over by Lumper Control almost 20 minutes earlier. The controller tried contacting the flight over the radio. But Ho Chi Minh was far from Zahari's mind at this point. As controllers there counted up the minutes since he was supposed to have made contact, he was counting down the minutes until the passengers and crew would lose consciousness. As for his own oxygen supply, he was at no risk of running out. His supply came from 2 large tanks underneath the cockpit, which had enough oxygen to last 2 pilots 13 hours or 1 pilot 27 hours. These tanks are topped up a few times each year, and luckily for Zahari, or perhaps more than just luckily, this oxygen supply had been topped up that very evening, just before the plane had departed Kuala Lumpur.
He knew. He fucking knew.
Take a look at this. It's a scanned copy of the actual tech log from Flight 370. This is one of the last pieces of paper generated by the flight before it left Kuala Lumpur. The tech log is the booklet where engineers and pilots note down any faults with the aircraft and whether they need fixing before the plane goes on its next flight. There are 2 things which stick out in this document. First, under defect description, the engineer wrote nil and nil notes. In other words, no maintenance needed. He also crossed out these fields to show that nothing was needed. But then, sometime later that evening, an engineer did make an entry. Crew oxygen system replenished to 1800 psi. Sometime between when the plane arrived at Kuala Lumpur earlier in the day and when it left again that night as
Why would the engineer do that?
Somebody decided that the pilot's oxygen needed to be topped up. Whether it was Zahari has never been
Probably
determined.
Zahari.
The first officer was beginning to panic. No matter how many times he entered the code, the light remained red. He began to bang his oxygen mask against the cockpit door in a desperate bid to get the captain's attention. Ho Chi Minh Air Traffic Control was growing concerned. Flight 370 had still not turned up on radar, and it hadn't answered any of their calls.
They need to add like a thing so that a code that the pilot that only the pilots know, so that they can get in there no matter what. Like it opens.
The controller had tried asking other planes in the area to make radio.
So that co-pilot could have gone in there and whooped his fucking ass.
Including on the international distress frequency. These aircraft had reached out, but were met with nothing but silence. After repeated efforts to call the missing aircraft, the controller at Ho Chi Minh telephoned the controller at Kuala Lumpur and told him that he had not been able to make radar contact with Flight 370. He asked whether the flight had turned back to Kuala Lumpur, but the Malaysian controller told him that it hadn't. Fears were now beginning to grow that something terrible had happened to the flight. The controller at Kuala Lumpur began calling out to Flight 370 on the radio in case it had returned to his airspace. Zahari was listening out, but remained silent. For the first time that night, he had confirmation that the ground knew his plane was missing. The time was 1:41 in the morning, 20 minutes after the flight had disappeared from radar.
Okay, 20 minutes.
Controllers are
So
supposed to report
like
when an aircraft
40
takes
minutes.
more than 5 minutes
The flight's
to make
been flying
contact.
for like...
Clearly, the air traffic control system was not at its best tonight. And as Zahari watched out his window, he hoped that the Malaysian military was just as sleepy. Because right at that moment, his plane was a blip on their primary radar screens, racing southwest across the peninsula.
Everyone fucked up here.
Zahari could see the lights of Penang on the horizon. Once there, he would carry out the next step of his plan. Around this time, the passenger oxygen masks began to run out. Gradually, the low chatter which had pervaded the aircraft began to fade. In a matter of minutes, all 227 passengers would be unconscious. And unless pressurization was restored, not long after that, they would suffer irreversible brain damage from oxygen deprivation. And then, death. Flight 370 looked like any other plane as it whispered along high above the Malaysian countryside.
Oh, at least they didn't know they were
It was now
dying.
becoming a flying mausoleum
It's passed
for all
out
but
and
one of its occupants.
They never woke up. It's not too bad.
First Officer Farouk was growing increasingly desperate. None of his attempts to get back into the cockpit had worked. He had to try something different. He knew that at this altitude, his mobile phone would have no signal. However, at one of the cabin crew stations, there was a satellite phone. Maybe, he figured, if he could get through to the airline, somebody might be able to help him. Farouk began making his way back through the cabin. The clock was ticking. Farouk still had about 20 minutes of oxygen in his tank, but as he walked back through the cabin, he was beginning to feel lightheaded.
Oh no.
Even though his mask was providing 100% oxygen, it was not designed to be used at high altitude for prolonged periods of time.
Fuck.
By comparison, the captain was wearing a full face mask with a tight seal, and which was specifically designed to deliver oxygen at a positive pressure.
Well, I mean, we already know what
This
happens.
meant
Obviously,
that it
he's not
forced
able
oxygen
to
into his lungs
save
at a
them,
rate
but
which
come
ensured
on.
that he received as much of it as he needed. And with 26 hours of oxygen remaining, he was in no rush to repressurize the plane. By now, he had calculated, all of the passengers, and most, if not all of the crew, had lost consciousness. On his lower central monitor, he could see the first officer through the CCTV, slowly walking away from the door, back into the main cabin. Now at the other end of the Malaysian peninsula, Zahari had reached the next important step in his plan. Ahead of him lay the Indonesian island of Sumatra. As far as Zahari was concerned, this was an impenetrable wall. There were primary radar installations up and down the island, and there was no guarantee that the Indonesians would be as blasé about an unidentified aircraft as the Malaysians had been. If he wanted to escape, he had to avoid Indonesian airspace altogether. So, for the next part of his plan, he would need to turn to the right and fly up the Strait of Malacca. This way, he would remain inside Malaysian airspace, all the way until he went out of range of primary radar. Far below him, on his right-hand side, was the island of Penang. He had grown up on this island, and now he would fly over it one last time. Zahari twisted the heading select knob on the autopilot, and the aircraft began a slow, sweeping turn to the right. As it did, the first officer held his mobile phone against the passenger window and tried desperately to make a call. His attempts to use the onboard satellite phone had proved fruitless. He didn't know it.
Yeah,
but
the guy turned off the
satellite
fucking
communication
SATCOM
system had been disabled by the captain. Farid could see the distinctive island of Penang beneath him, along with its airport, which he had flown to many times. This was the first time since leaving the cockpit that he had a clear idea of where the aircraft was. Normally, mobile phones cannot get a signal at the speeds and altitudes that airliners fly at. But with the plane in a turn, its distance to the cell tower on Penang remained roughly constant. So, for a few short seconds, the first officer's mobile phone, an iPhone 5, connected to the ground station at Penang. But far from being able to make a call, all that Farid got was a brief, fleeting signal bar at the top of his screen. For a few seconds, the cell phone tower registered a signal hit, indicating that the phone was on, but nothing more.
Oh man.
When the signal bar disappeared, Farid knew that he was truly out of options. Barely able to stand up from hypoxia and exhaustion, he made his way back to the cockpit door. Still in complete control, the captain rolled out on a northwest heading. Some have suggested that this turn around Penang was Zahari bidding a final farewell to his hometown. However, this is unlikely. For one thing, the turn began after the plane had passed the island, so it wasn't really a turn around the island. And besides, the turn was too shallow for the captain to have been able to see the island anyway.
You should make a reaction channel.
Sentimentality had no place in the cockpit of Flight 370. What mattered was the mission, and the mission was far from over. It had been just about 35 minutes since Zahari had depressurized the plane and turned it back over the Malaysian peninsula. He had managed to get across the peninsula without being intercepted by fighter jets, but he still had a significant challenge ahead of him, because Malaysia Airlines had just found out that something was amiss with Flight 370.
Now what will he do?
At
What
Lumpur
was the
Radar
mission?
Control, the supervisor on
Crash
duty
the plane,
telephoned
bro.
Malaysia Airlines dispatch center, telling them that Ho Chi Minh had been unable to contact Flight 370 or see it on radar. The dispatcher at Malaysia Airlines checked the airline's online flight tracking system to locate the flight on the map. It showed Flight 370 to be in Cambodian airspace. Of course, in reality, Flight 370 was nowhere near Cambodia. What the dispatcher did not know was that this flight tracking system didn't use live information from the aircraft to update its position. Rather, it simply projected its last known position out into the future.
What?
Since the plane's last known position was over the South China Sea, heading northeast, that's where the flight tracker showed it to be. So far as Malaysia Airlines was concerned, and now air traffic control authorities too, that's where Flight 370 was. They had no idea that at that very moment, the aircraft was hundreds of kilometers to the southwest, in Malaysian airspace, speeding up the Strait of Malacca. But it still wasn't good news to the airline that one of its flights hadn't checked in with air traffic control.
Basically,
The
This
dispatcher
pilot's
at Malaysia
gone mad.
Airlines sent
He's gonna,
an
and
ACARS
he has like
text
this fuck
message to the
plan,
cockpit printer,
perfect
asking
plan
the pilots to contact Ho
to
Chi
crash
Minh
this plane
immediately.
without anyone knowing.
But this
or
message
being able to
didn't
stop
make it to the cockpit of Flight 370. The captain had stopped the ACARS from being able to communicate with the outside world right after he had removed power from the SATCOM. He was intent on ensuring that not a single clue about the aircraft's status or position made it back to air traffic control or Malaysia Airlines. However, even with the ACARS disabled, there was still one big thorn in Zahari's side. He knew that at Langkawi Airport, in the Malaysian state of Kedah, there was a primary radar station. He also knew that the range of this radar was 200 nautical miles. For every second he spent inside the range of this radar, he risked being discovered and intercepted by fighter jets. Because he couldn't avoid this radar, his strategy for this part of the mission was to blend in. Even at night, plenty of commercial aircraft fly up and down the Strait of Malacca, on their way between Kuala Lumpur and Europe and the Middle East. To anybody looking at the radar that night, Flight 370 would appear as just one more dot, moving serenely up the Strait of Malacca.
Surprised no one caught this shit, bro.
An eerie silence now filled the passenger cabin of the 777. It had been almost an hour since the plane was depressurized, and all of the passengers were either unconscious or dead. The first officer, and any cabin crew who had used portable oxygen bottles with a 44-minute supply, had slipped into unconsciousness too.
It's over now.
At an altitude of 35,000 feet, even 100% oxygen delivered through a portable oxygen bottle is not enough to stay meaningfully conscious. The only person alive and functioning was the one up in the cockpit. But the situation which he had created was now beginning to have unexpected side effects for his plane.
What?
And these had nothing to do with his oxygen supply. Back at Agari, when the captain had cut power to the plane's two main electrical generators, the aircraft's computers had diverted the limited remaining electrical power to only the plane's most essential systems. But now, almost an hour after this had happened, the plane had begun throwing up warnings saying that the computer room underneath the cockpit, known as the E&E bay, was getting too hot. Its cooling fans were one of the things which had lost power when the main electrical generators were depowered.
He didn't fucking think about that.
Zahari didn't fancy finding out what would happen if the computers which powered his cockpit screens and the aircraft's massively complicated systems overheated. According to his checklists, the very least that would happen was that his screens would start going blank. Without them, he would not be able to complete his mission. He had to restore power to the cooling fans. Flight 370 was nearing the edge of Langkawi's primary radar. After this, Zahari would be free, totally unseen by the outside world.
Fuck, so he needs to get out of that circle?
He decided that once he was outside of radar range, he would be safe. Only then would he restore full electrical functionality to the plane. Meanwhile, air traffic controllers in Malaysia and Vietnam were becoming increasingly confused. Malaysia Airlines operations had told Lumpur Radar Control that Flight 370 was in Cambodian airspace. But, as Vietnamese controllers confirmed, Flight 370 was never supposed to enter Cambodian airspace. It was supposed to fly over Vietnam. And besides, Cambodian controllers couldn't see Flight 370 on their radar. So, where was the flight? Was it over Cambodia or Vietnam? Or was it in the air at all? In truth,
I don't know.
all parties involved were being duped by the software Malaysia Airlines used to track flights, which merely projected the plane's last known position out into the future. In the cockpit of Flight 370, Zahari could see on his CCTV display that the first officer was laying slumped against the cockpit door. The one person who stood a chance at thwarting his plans had been eliminated.
It's over.
Just in case there was anybody left, he picked up the microphone and made a call on the intercom, asking for somebody to come and help him in the cockpit. He watched the display carefully. Nobody came. At just after 2:20 that night, Flight 370 slipped off the radar at Langkawi.
Now you can turn on the engines.
Now, truly, the flight had gone dark. Over 200 people on board were dead, but at this point, an hour after it had turned back at Agari, barely a dozen people in the world even knew that the plane was missing. Zahari had been listening in to air traffic control on his radio set, and there were no signs of fighter jets being scrambled to intercept his plane. As it would turn out, military radar operators wouldn't even notice his flight on their screens until they played back a recording of them the next day. Safely beyond the reach of radar, and secure in the knowledge that he was now the only one left alive on board, Zahari was now able to restore full electrical power to the aircraft. He reached up to the overhead panel and re-energized both the left and right electrical buses.
Damn.
A host of onboard systems sprung back to life as the plane reconfigured electrically. The familiar hum of the fans below the cockpit resumed, and they began cooling the hot computers. Zaharie had made it. He had done the impossible and made a Boeing 777 disappear into the night, never to be seen again. It would be morning before anybody began searching for the aircraft, and they would begin by searching the only logical place, the South China Sea, where the flight had disappeared from secondary radar.
The flight path.
The sensible
no
conclusion
idea.
for rescuers to draw, given that the plane had disappeared suddenly and without sending a distress signal, would be that a bomb or catastrophic structural failure had downed the aircraft. Zaharie knew that in the days and weeks that followed, it was possible that investigators would review tape recordings of primary radar and see that the plane had turned back at Agari and then turned again at Penang and flown up the Strait of Malacca. But he knew that this is where the trail would end. If authorities were smart, search and rescue operations would focus on the Andaman Sea and the Bay of Bengal. And this, in Zaharie's mind, was the beauty of his plan. Because now, out of radar coverage, he would pull off his final trick. Once he had flown past the island of Sumatra, he would turn to the south and take his 777 deep into the southern Indian Ocean. Nobody could possibly know that he had taken this turn, and even if they somehow did, they wouldn't be able to find him. The Indian Ocean is enormous, and with over 5.5 hours of fuel still on board, he could go deep into the middle of it. As far as Zaharie was concerned, this plan was foolproof.
Melanie,
Except
his mission is to kill everyone.
Zaharie didn't know it, but the SATCOM, which had been rebooted when he restored power to the main electrical generators, wasn't just a passive system. It wasn't like the radio antenna on board the aircraft, which simply received radio signals and sent them only on request. When he restored full electrical power to the aircraft at 25 minutes past 2 that morning, a component of the SATCOM, the Satellite Data Unit, or SDU, rebooted. And when it did, it sent a message to a satellite high above the Indian Ocean saying as much. This satellite was operated by a company called Inmarsat, which stands for International Maritime Satellite. The plane's SDU told the satellite, or more accurately, told the ground station in Perth, Australia, which the satellite acted as a conduit for, that it wanted to log on to the satellite network. This log-on request was proof that the plane was still in the air, or at least that it was still intact. And what's more, every hour the ground station in Perth would send a message to the plane, which the plane would respond to, confirming that it was still on the network. What this meant was that Zaharie was dead wrong in his assumption that he had completely vanished.
He's not,
He continued
motherfucker.
up the Strait of Malacca, oblivious that he was carrying with him an enormous liability. But he couldn't be blamed for thinking that the SATCOM wouldn't give much away, other than the fact that the plane was still flying. After all, this log-on request contained no information. From the satellite's point of view, it just got a message from a Malaysia Airlines plane asking to log on to the network. This message didn't say where the plane was, or anything else of the sort. However, it did contain one piece of information, which, in a week's time, would shock the world. An engineer at Inmarsat would take a look at this log-on request and have an ingenious idea. Attached to the signal sent by the plane was a timestamp saying when it was sent. The satellite also recorded when it had received the signal from the aircraft. So, by comparing these two times, it was possible to determine how long it took the signal to reach the satellite.
Wow.
The engineer who looked at this data realized that because this signal traveled at a known speed, the speed of light, he would be able to determine how far the plane was from the satellite when it sent the signal. He carried out this calculation and got an answer for how far the plane was from the satellite when it sent the log-on request. Simple physics and a spark of insight had shown that at 2:25 AM on the morning of March 8th, Flight 370 had been somewhere on this ring. Not inside of this ring, but on it. Everywhere along this ring was the same distance to the satellite. Since the last known position of the plane on primary radar was just 3 minutes beforehand, here, it would be impossible for it to have travelled all the way to Africa or India, or way south in this time. It had to have been somewhere close to the last known position, on an arc about this length. And so, the first arc was born. Zaharie had just given investigators the ultimate clue. And what's more, it wouldn't just stop at one ring. A new ring, and therefore a new arc, would be formed every hour, when the ground station in Perth inquired about the plane's online status. These routine exchanges would come to be known as handshakes. One arc every hour for as long as the plane was in the air. From this point on, the story of Flight 370 is the story of these arcs. On board Flight 370, the mission to oblivion continued. Zaharie repressurized the aircraft. With everybody behind him incapacitated or dead, there was no need to keep the air pressure so low. Now, mask off and out of radar range, Zaharie could begin the next stage of his mission, turning the plane to the south. Out his left-hand side, he watched the lights of the distant towns on the coast of Sumatra glitter.
This is one fuck up.
When he was beyond them, he would make his move. As Zaharie watched and waited, Malaysia Airlines Operations Centre back at Kuala Lumpur was growing increasingly concerned. It was unheard of for a plane to be out of contact for this long. At 2:38 that morning, they sent a message to the aircraft over ACARS, which was supposed to appear in the cockpit here. But this message was not received by Flight 370. Zaharie had severed the connection between ACARS and the SATCOM and VHF. The airline sent the message again at 2:39 AM, but it didn't arrive this time either. Had the flight experienced some kind of massive electrical failure? Was it lost over Southeast Asia? Or had it landed somewhere in Cambodia? But then, Malaysia Airlines Operations decided to call the plane over the SATCOM. In the cockpit of Flight 370,
because he was trying to fly deep into the Indian Ocean.
Zaharie saw the call come through on his
to
screen.
find him, or if ever find
he
him.
now had confirmation that the airline knew that something was wrong with his flight. He watched and waited for the call to finish ringing. After a few seconds, it did. Zaharie wondered whether the ground would be able to tell the difference between a call which had gone unanswered and one which didn't reach the aircraft in the first place. But at this point, it barely mattered. The airline was still trying to locate the plane somewhere over Cambodia. In fact, less than 10 minutes earlier, it had told air traffic control the plane's coordinates, according to their flight tracking software.
Why go through all
they had no idea how far off they were.
He is going to crash it.
In fact, it would be another hour before Malaysia Airlines realized that the position updates they were getting were simply from the projected path of the aircraft on the flight tracking software. They sent another ACARS message at 2:40 AM and another a minute later, but each time the message was not received. Operations didn't know it, but Zaharie had disabled the VHF and SATCOM link to the ACARS. None of their ACARS messages would get through. Just as Zaharie had expected, the Malaysian military had been asleep at the wheel. They had failed to identify an unknown target for more than an hour as it passed right through their airspace.
Wow.
Under the cover of darkness, and having completely duped the authorities, Zaharie would now make his final turn south. He twisted the heading select knob to the left, and the 777, Zaharie's unwitting accomplice, obliged, completely oblivious to the mission it was party to. As Zaharie turned south, he could picture the headlines which would appear in the newspapers over the coming days. He could envisage the countless theories which would be put forward to explain the mystery. He knew that as long as the wreckage was never discovered, there would always be a shadow of doubt as to what had caused the plane's disappearance. Some would say that what happened on this night was a tragic accident, that some combination of electrical failure, rapid decompression, and pilot incapacitation led to Flight 370 going missing. But these theories, which we will call accident scenarios, all have massive flaws. If there had been an electrical failure big enough to incapacitate the pilots, why did the satellite data unit come back online an hour after it was disabled, and stay working for hours afterwards? Usually, when electrical systems fail, they stay failed. And if the pilots were so incapacitated that they couldn't get the aircraft to descend and get back to an airport, why were they still conscious enough 30 minutes after the emergency began to turn at Penang, and then, more than 40 minutes after that, to turn again, out over the open ocean? What's more, why did they turn at such inopportune places? Why was every turn timed perfectly so as to avoid detection by air traffic controllers, civilian and military? Anybody who believes the disappearance of Flight 370 was an accident also has to reckon with the fact that the aircraft's problems started exactly when it reached Igari, the transfer of control point between Malaysian and Vietnamese airspace.
Obviously it's not.
If an accident had caused Flight 370 to go missing, then it would seem that chance itself had framed the pilots for the disappearance. Others would say that a hijacking best explains the aircraft's disappearance. But if that were the case, This would need to have been the most technically sophisticated, and yet ultimately the most fruitless hijacking of all time. These hijackers had clearly done their research. They knew the surrounding airspace inside out, judging by their ability to evade detection
if that
by the
co-pilot
military
never
radar
got
for over
coffee,
an hour. And they had intimate knowledge of how to fly and how to hide a Boeing 777. They apparently knew exactly how and exactly when to turn off not just the transponder, but the SATCOM and the ACARS too. These were no rookies. And yet, despite all of this planning and skill, these hypothetical hijackers appeared to possess a strange lack of conviction. An hour after disabling the SATCOM, they were kind enough to turn it back on. They were also considerate enough not to crash into any buildings, and they were selfless enough not to make any demands of any authorities on the ground. In fact, if a terror group was responsible for the plane's disappearance, it was apparently humble enough not to claim responsibility after the fact. Because 9 years after the disappearance, such a claim of responsibility is yet to be forthcoming. This is not even to touch on some of the more outlandish theories, that the plane had been hijacked by the CIA via remote control, or that it had been sucked into a black hole, two theories of approximately equivalent likelihood. And that's only considering the evidence we've looked at so far. Those who believe this was an accident still have to contend with one more fact.
One more.
And it's perhaps the most disturbing fact of all.
Oh god.
As Zahari headed south over the Indian Ocean, this strange series of events was oddly familiar to him. That's because, just over a month before this night, he had practiced this journey on his home flight simulator.
Wow.
Hi everyone, this is a YouTube video that I've made.
On the evening of February 2nd, 2014, Zahari had taken a simulated Boeing 777 up to cruising altitude and flown it along the Strait of Malacca. There was nothing particularly unusual about this. Malaysia Airlines had plenty of flights which went up the Strait of Malacca, and, like many pilots, Zahari sometimes practiced flights on his home computer. What was unusual was what he did next. Once Zahari had reached the end of the Malacca Strait, he turned the plane to the south, and then he used the flight simulator's map function to drag it deep into the southern Indian Ocean. From there, he set the fuel quantity to 0 and began gliding the plane. First, from an altitude of about 37,000 feet, and then from 4,000 feet. If this simulator route was a mere coincidence, then, once again, we would have to conclude that chance itself had it out for Captain Zahari on this night.
I wanna do Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Zahari undid his seatbelt and reclined in his seat. He gazed out into the darkness in front of him. For thousands of miles, there lay nothing but dark, deep ocean. Some of the deepest ocean in the world, in fact, and the most isolated too. Almost no shipping lanes traverse the southern Indian Ocean. It was now deep into the night on March 8th, 2014. But this date hadn't been Zahari's first choice. On February 3rd, when he used his flight simulator to fly to the southern Indian Ocean, he had set the date on the simulator as February 21st. Fans of coincidence are now in for another treat, because on February 21st, Zahari had been scheduled to fly Flight 370 to Beijing.
Ooh,
that date was his first choice.
Those motherfuckers are lucky. Everyone on that
the day before the flight, on February 20th, Zahari deleted his flight simulator from his home computer and disconnected the drive it had been stored on. But February 21st came and went, and Zahari operated Flight 370 to Beijing as normal. The over 200 people on that plane had had a narrow escape.
Yeah, lucky fuck.
The passengers on the March 8th flight had not been so lucky. An hour since Malaysia Airlines had called Flight 370 over the SATCOM phone, the ground station in Perth initiated another handshake with the aircraft via satellite. The second arc was formed. A few minutes earlier, Malaysia Airlines had finally told Lumpur Control that the position information they'd been providing them with for Flight 370 had actually been based on projected position and not on actual position. Their focus on Cambodia had been a total red herring. At this point, controllers considered that the plane might be on its flight plan route, but that it had experienced a communications failure of some sort. They began contacting Chinese air traffic controllers, as by this point, the aircraft should have been in their airspace. If the flight was running on time, it should arrive in Beijing in just under 3 hours.
Well,
in the cockpit of Flight 370, hundreds of miles to the south, Zahari twisted the altitude selector on the autopilot and put the plane in a climb. The higher he flew, the less fuel he would use, and the deeper into the ocean he could go. He knew that if he crashed far enough into the middle of the ocean, the crash site would never be found. Any wreckage which floated on the surface would take months, even years, to wash up on the shores of Africa and Australia.
Yeah.
Perhaps investigators would piece together a rough picture of what happened, but without any hard evidence, his family and friends would be spared the shame of knowing with certainty what he did. There would always be a shadow of doubt as to what had happened to the plane. Out over the middle of the southern Indian Ocean, Zahari was now perhaps the most isolated person on the planet. For miles in every direction, there was not a single human life. No islands, no planes, and no boats. And now, even though his aircraft still had hours of fuel on board, there was no longer any reason for him to be part of this mission. He had carried out his tasks just as he had practiced for weeks. With the turn to the south complete, and his autopilot keeping the plane on course to the middle of the southern Indian Ocean, his presence on board was now superfluous. He would now slip into the night. For the second time that night, Zahari opened the outflow valves. Only this time, he didn't don his oxygen mask. Within seconds, he was breathing thin air at 40,000 feet. His thinking slowed, his senses dulled, and moments later,
bro, I have
the
a
lights
flight
went
tomorrow.
out.
Don't worry. This is pretty
Flight
unlikely to happen.
370 was now a ghost plane, whispering out over the dark, open ocean. As the hours went by, the satellite data unit on board continued its hourly handshakes with the ground station in Perth. It was early morning in Beijing, and controllers were hoping to see a Malaysian 777 on final approach to the runway. Its scheduled time of arrival was 6:30 a.m.
Well,
but this time came and went, and still no plane appeared on the horizon. Families waiting for the arrival of their loved ones were told that the flight was delayed. Meanwhile, search and rescue efforts began in the South China Sea. With no contact for hours, rescuers were fearing the worst. Would they come face to face with the shattered wreckage of a fully loaded 777? They had no idea as they searched quite how absurd the situation truly was. At that very moment, the aircraft was still in the air. Only it was thousands of miles to the south, and everybody on board was already dead. Malaysia Airlines Operations Centre made another SATCOM call to the cockpit of Flight 370. Incredibly, this was only the second call they made to the aircraft over the entire flight. But just like it had the first time, the phone rang out. This time, Zahari wasn't even there to see it. For the airline, there was no avoiding it. Flight 370 was now officially missing. Just before 7:30 that morning, Malaysia Airlines issued a press statement announcing that the flight was missing and that they were working with search and rescue authorities to find the plane. The world now knew that a Malaysian Airlines flight had crashed. What nobody knew, and what nobody could possibly have known, was that the aircraft was still very much in the air, still making its way south on autopilot as the sun rose over the southern Indian Ocean.
Damn, it's still
An hour after the last satellite phone call to the plane, the ground station in Perth initiated another handshake with the aircraft, creating the sixth ring, and therefore the sixth arc. Early morning rays of sun now streamed in the windows of the vacant plane, the sole witness of the silent horror which had unfolded hours beforehand. The scene on board was still like a photograph, capturing a moment from hours ago and frozen in time ever since. Nothing on board had moved since that moment. But this eerie serenity would soon be shattered. All of the pent-up violence which had been obscured by Zahari's modus operandi would now be unleashed all at once. Shortly after 8 o'clock that morning, the right-hand engine ran out of fuel. To compensate, the left-hand engine went to full power. With this, the 777 began a gentle turn to the right. A few minutes later, the left-hand engine flamed out. The autopilot and autothrottle disconnected. The cockpit instruments went dark. Deprived of power and electricity, Flight 370 was now at the whim of aerodynamics. The plane began slowing down and descending. It was the beginning of the end. Except, the aircraft had a final trick up its sleeve. In the 777, some fuel is reserved for the auxiliary power unit, the APU, in case both engines flame out. The APU is a small gas turbine engine in the aircraft's tail. It doesn't produce any thrust, but it does provide the plane with limited electrical and hydraulic power. In the case of a double engine failure, It starts automatically and provides enough power to ensure that the aircraft remains controllable. But without the pilots at the controls, this was no good. Except, on this morning, this feature of the Boeing 777 would leave an incredible clue for investigators.
Wow.
The APU automatically started up, drawing from the small amount of fuel still remaining in the tanks. When it was up and running, electrical power was restored to the aircraft, bringing some of the instruments and systems back online. One of the systems to which power was restored was the satellite data unit. It sent a signal to the satellite above the Indian Ocean, just like the one it had sent almost 6 hours earlier, requesting to log on to the satellite network. This signal created a final ring, and therefore a final arc, the now infamous 7th arc. If the APU had not been restarted automatically, this signal would never have been sent, and we would never know where the plane had run out of fuel. This signal was different than the other ones which had been sent out over the Indian Ocean, in that it was not a handshake initiated by the ground station in Perth, but a log-on request initiated by the aircraft itself. Zahari could have had no idea that this arc would be created, pretty much confirming the plane's location in its final minutes. But this isn't where the story ends, because, as it turned out, there was one more thing which could be gleaned from the signals sent to the satellite by the SATCOM. As the satellite data unit of Flight 370 powered up, multiple aircraft systems took turns logging onto the satellite network, each sending a signal within a few minutes of the other. When engineers analysed the frequency of these signals from the 7th arc, they found something odd. They were at a lower frequency than all of the previous signals.
Does that mean it's lower?
After eliminating various possibilities, what remained was a clear answer. When Flight 370 sent these signals to the satellite, it was descending away from the satellite, stretching out the radio wave as it was being transmitted. This caused the satellite to receive a lower frequency signal. But investigators didn't stop there. By precisely comparing the normal frequency of the signals, which the aircraft had sent previously, with the frequency of the signals received from the plane on the 7th arc, investigators could determine roughly how fast the plane was descending when it sent these signals.
Like, how did they figure this out? What the fuck?
At 19 minutes past 8 and 29 seconds, Flight 370 was descending at a relatively normal rate of about 4,000 feet per minute. This is steeper than a plane would typically descend at, but it was within the ballpark for a normal flight. However, just 8 seconds later, when it sent another signal, the aircraft was screaming towards the ocean at an incredible rate of approximately 15,000 feet per minute. This was about 10 times the normal descent rate, and well beyond anything an aircraft like the 777 would glide at. Such an incredible rate of descent is consistent with the aircraft being in a steep turn, rolling onto its side as it fell towards the ocean. As the plane neared supersonic speeds, some of the control surfaces on the wing, including the flaperon, began to flutter before detaching from the wing. Less than 2 minutes later, Flight 370 plunged into the ocean. At 21 minutes past 8 and 7 seconds, one more signal should have been sent from the plane to the satellite. This signal never came.
Feels bad.
Most of the aircraft was shattered upon impact, with the debris sinking for miles before settling scattered on the seabed below.
Mystery.
However, hundreds of pieces began floating. Over the coming months and years, these pieces washed up thousands of miles away, on the shores of Madagascar, South Africa, Reunion, and Tanzania, among other countries. Over 30 pieces of wreckage have been discovered to date, both from the interior and exterior of the aircraft. A flaperon from the right wing, the plastic frame of an in-flight entertainment screen from the back of a passenger seat, a section of wall panelling from the forward cabin. Many of these 30 pieces have been recovered by one man, Blaine Gibson, which, aside from being a testament to his perseverance and dedication, indicates that there are hundreds or even thousands of pieces still waiting to be discovered along the shorelines of Africa and nearby islands, if only governments were willing to look. These pieces are the only hard physical evidence showing that the plane went down in the southern Indian Ocean, and therefore that it flew south after passing Sumatra and not north, as some people had believed. In the years since the disappearance, search teams carried out extensive underwater searches along the 7th arc, mapping over 120,000 square kilometers of seabed. But so far, the plane's wreckage has not been found. Today, almost 10 years since the aircraft went missing, all searches have been called off, pending new and credible information on the plane's
Well.
final resting place. But there is still one final turn in the story of Flight 370. Let's say that at some future date, maybe decades from now, we do find the wreckage. Would this bring us any closer to understanding why the plane crashed?
No.
The black boxes, if they still contain data after what might turn out to be decades underwater, may not have any recordings of the flight's final hours. That's because, if the captain was intent on hiding the aircraft, and on hiding his own culpability, he would simply have pulled the circuit breakers for the cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder shortly after asking the first officer to leave the cockpit. Nothing in the wreckage would point towards his involvement. Of course, such a finding as blank black boxes would be evidence in itself, but as always with MH370, the question lies in how this evidence should be interpreted. Those who favour accident scenarios would use this as further evidence that a massive electrical failure befell the aircraft, while those who think that Zahari crashed the plane would use this as evidence that he was responsible. When something as seemingly impossible as the disappearance of a modern airliner happens, we naturally want the cause to be as big as the event itself. But in all likelihood, this was not a grand conspiracy by the CIA or the Russians involving spies or classified technology, nor is it likely that it was the result of a series of highly improbable accidents. Rather, all the evidence points towards a single, simple explanation. Deliberate, premeditated action by a skilled pilot, intent on accomplishing an unthinkable but entirely achievable goal: to make an aircraft disappear. This video is not a definitive account of what happened on Flight 370. Experts disagree on a number of important aspects of the flight, including whether there were any turns after the plane went south, and whether Zahari was dead at the end, as depicted in this video, or whether he glided his 777 over 100 kilometers from the point of fuel exhaustion and ditched it onto the surface of the ocean. These important questions have not been resolved, and they have significant implications for where the search efforts are directed. For this reason, unless new evidence is released by the Malaysian government, it's quite possible that the most fruitful line of inquiry will be to investigate the possible motives and beliefs of Zahari Ahmad Shah. He is overwhelmingly likely to be the cause of the plane's disappearance, and therefore, understanding his mind may hold the key to finding Flight 370. Where would he have directed the plane? Would he have tried to glide it at the end? It's an uncomfortable truth that as long as humans can fly passenger jets, humans can crash passenger jets. No amount of tracking technology or cockpit procedures can prevent this.
What happened?
The rarity of such events is the only solace for those of us who fly today. But this is of little help to the families of those who stepped on board Flight 370 on March 7,
thanks for
2014.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
This video is dedicated to those families and to their loved ones on board Flight 370.
Well, that was very sad. But very interesting at the same time. It's kind of insane. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream here, guys. I got to go to sleep and wake up kind of early tomorrow. So, yeah. Thanks for hanging. Have a good rest of your day, night, whatever. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.